In this video, I will describe the Tech Academy's Mobile App Developer Bootcamp. Did you know that mobile devices account for over 60% of all website traffic? More people are viewing websites and web applications on their phones and devices than on desktop computers or laptops. Here's another fun fact. There are nearly 2 mobile devices for every person on Earth, meaning there are almost double the number of those small gadgets than the total population of the planet. The Mobile Developer Bootcamp teaches students how to develop websites and apps that run on mobile devices for this ever-growing sector. The main program on a computer that manages all of the other programs is called the operating system, or OS for short. The 2 most used OSs for mobile devices are iOS by Apple and Android by Google. iOS runs on Apple phones and devices, while Android runs on Google mobile devices. The apps that run on mobile devices are created using specific programming languages. And the 2 most used languages for creating mobile apps are Swift, used for iOS development, and Java, used for Android development. Objective-C is another language used for iOS development as well, and it has some similarities with Swift. By learning all 3 of these languages, you'll be trained in developing native applications. Native refers to writing code specifically for a particular type of operating system, using a language built to work with that OS. For example, native iOS development will be writing an iOS app in Swift or Objective-C. This is as opposed to writing an app using a programming language not designed to work with the final OS you intend to run your app on, in which case you have to run all your code through a sort of translation for it to run right. So again, on this bootcamp, you will learn native app development for the 2 OSs used on over 98% of mobile devices. Another tool you will learn on this bootcamp is Xamarin. Xamarin is software from Microsoft that is used for cross-platform development. Cross-platform refers to writing apps once in a way that allows them to run on multiple operating systems, as opposed to writing different sets of code for each operating system. Using Xamarin, you can write an app using C#, which is a popular programming language developed by Microsoft. By writing your code in C#, Xamarin will then translate it so that it will run on iOS and Android. Xamarin is a great tool that gets better and better with each new version. As I mentioned earlier, native Android apps are written using the programming language Java. Java is one of the most used programming languages in the world. By learning Java, you will be set up to create applications that can run on Google mobile devices. The amazing thing about Java is that it can also be used to develop strong and complex computer programs. For example, not only have full operating systems been created with Java, but the game Minecraft was developed primarily using Java. And on this bootcamp, you will learn how to create desktop and mobile applications in Java. You will not only be set up for mobile development positions, but general Java software positions as well. When you get to the portion of the bootcamp that focuses on iOS development, you will learn how to create apps for Apple devices. This includes how to develop iOS apps using Swift and Objective-C, the basics of app design, how to publish apps to the App Store, testing your apps, an introduction to C#, basic app security, and more. So let's summarize the topics covered on this bootcamp. Computer science, which is the study of computers and how they work. Programming fundamentals. HTML, the language used to create websites. CSS, the language used to style websites and change their appearance. JavaScript, a popular programming language that can be used to add functionality to websites and that can also create powerful computer programs. The basics of Python, which is one of the most used programming languages in the world. SQL, this stands for Structured Query Language, and is simply the language used to work with databases. C#, Swift, Objective-C, Java. Version control, which is a tool that tracks changes made to files, helping users work together and go back to previous versions if necessary. Agile and Scrum, which are just fancy names for in-demand project management technologies used in the tech industry. You will learn other tools on your bootcamp as well. Now, I don't know if you were counting, but that is 9 different programming languages. I challenge you to find another bootcamp anywhere in the world that covers that many languages. Spoiler alert, you can't. Before you learn how to create mobile apps, you must first know how to write code. This includes learning to create websites. Considering that most mobile apps are able to connect to the internet, knowing how to use the languages that make up the World Wide Web, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, is required for mobile app developers. If we threw you right into mobile development without first giving you a foundation in computers, technology, computer programming, website development, and databases, you'd most likely be lost. Plus, you wouldn't have the necessary associated skills to be a well-rounded mobile app developer. Therefore, you won't actually start learning mobile development until the 8th course on your bootcamp. You can find the complete list of courses included in this bootcamp on our website, but what it all comes down to is this. Everything you'll learn is based on what employers need and want. We limit the subjects to real-world skills that you will actually use on the job. We want you to have a large enough toolkit to succeed long-term in the tech industry. And so the product of the Mobile App Developer Bootcamp is not only a junior-level developer able to perform the basic duties required of their position, it's one who is able to stay abreast of changes in tech and further educate themselves as needed. This is a thorough bootcamp, and by the end of it, you will have a well-rounded skill set. On it, you will cover around 700 study hours worth of content and tasks. It can take between 4 and 8 months to complete, depending on your study schedule. If you study 40 hours each week, you can complete it in around 18 weeks. Students who put in even more hours can expect to finish even faster, one of the many benefits of a self-paced program. If you purchase access for a specific amount of weeks but don't finish in that time, you can purchase an extension. As a graduate with the Mobile Developer Bootcamp, you'll be trained in front-end, the part of a website or program the user sees and interacts with, and back-end, which refers to the database and portions the user doesn't see, development. You will also be a full-stack junior-level developer. Full-stack refers to the ability to work on every element of the software development process, including creating the software itself, developing the front-end user interface for that software, linking the software to a database, and more. At the end of this program, you will be able to create web applications and desktop applications. Even though a lot of data is included in this bootcamp, it would be impossible to describe everything regarding each language and to cover all there is to these subjects in a bootcamp. For example, you can study everything there is to know about the Swift programming language. And when you are done, you have to start over because it would have changed in significant ways. The point is, we cover the basics of each language and subject, enough to where you can perform the most routine tasks, and to the point where you'll be able to pick up any additional needed skills on your own. Yes, the purpose of this bootcamp is to provide you with enough skills, but even more important than that, we want you to be able to learn and solve problems on your own. After all, we won't be there with you at your job. This bootcamp will prepare you for a wide range of entry-level technology positions and put you on the road to your long-term, secure, and lucrative career in tech. The Mobile App Developer Bootcamp is a major undertaking, a serious commitment, and a considerable investment, but it's worth it. If you think this is the bootcamp for you, you can enroll today, and I hope you do. Thank you for your time, and good luck.